nature. Nature operates according to its own laws and principles, which are the same laws that govern this entire universe, based on the principles of abundance, regeneration, symbiosis, interdependency, balance, and harmony. Nature is ever evolving, ever growing, and ever expanding. And we are part of nature, although we have largely forgotten this. Nature was here long before we were, and will be long after we are all gone, left to its own devices. Nature is just fine. And this is humanity. Busy, hurried, always on the move, always chasing. So we build dirty factories and industries so we can create more things cheaper, so we have more to chase. More and more to chase. But as we chased more, we created more pollution, ever-growing pollution. So we built landfills to discard all the stuff we chased. This is the cradle-to-grave paradigm of our economic system. A system based on exploitation and destruction. A system of use, abuse, rape, and pillaging Mother Earth. And as we sicken her, she shows us her suffering in droughts and infertility, and in natural disasters. And this system shows us not everyone is winning, so we witness chaos, violence, and social unrest. We go to war over ideology, land, and resources, causing more chaos, more destruction, more death. And while some win in this game, too many needlessly lose. But do we really care? Because business is good. Quarter by quarter, business must grow. And so we hurry about, always on the move, always chasing the next big thing. The servant in service to the master. Humanity in service to capital. And we measure all of it. Business must grow. Productivity and efficiency rule the day. Markets dictating policy, lives, and what's most important, quarter by quarter, business must grow. A world in service to capital. A world where money rules. Money is the only game, and the money is good. For some. In this system, people are merely a resource, a commodity really, except people are not cyborgs. Not yet anyway. So more and more people wake up to find themselves a pawn in a game of chess that's not designed for them to win in life. And when I say win, I'm talking about happiness. Slowly but surely, their inner flame starts to dim. They numb and distract themselves until the flame of their soul goes out. And what's left is a soulless cog in a wheel, just a resource in the system living a numbed out life in darkness. Humanity is at a crossroads, a fork in the road. We have to make a choice. Is this the best we can do? Or can we do better? I get asked all the time if there's any hope, and I always give the same answer. There's nothing but hope, because I believe in human potential. I believe we are playing small ball, and it's time to level up, to rise to our full human potential, to recognize our divinity within, to access our higher intelligence. It's time to stop playing small ball. The system we have is bankrupt. It's time to create a new paradigm, a new world where everyone and everything has the opportunity to win. Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them. To rise and create a new world, we need to access a higher level of thinking, a higher level of intelligence, a higher level of wisdom. And this level of thinking will not come from the mind. We need to look to the heart for this level of intelligence and wisdom. We need to learn to feel again. We cannot solve our problems unless we start thinking in terms of unity. Unless we recognize the universal law that all is one. In accordance with the laws of nature that govern this whole universe, we have to seek balance and harmony between people, planet, and profits. We have to let go of the false belief that we live in a world of scarcity and let nature teach us that abundance is the natural state of this entire universe. A world born from love, not fear. Love is the answer. Love is the secret sauce. A world rooted in truth, not greed. Reverence, integrity, the golden rule. This stuff ain't that hard to grasp. Government for the people, by the people. Special interests are not people. Let's not forget this. Freedom, private ownership, and the unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the foundation we cannot abandon. I firmly believe we are at the dawn of a new era, an awakening of humanity. But to awaken, we have to evolve, grow, and grow up, so we can create a new world, a better world, and realize our vast human potential. It's time now to plant new seeds, so we can harvest a new world, a better world, a more beautiful world, for everyone and everything. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. For our children. For they so deserve this new world. I have nothing more to add, except, if not now, when? This new world needs leaders to show us the way. Awakened leaders, deeply grounded in the principles of love, integrity, and wisdom. Are you ready to lead? If you enjoyed this manifesto, please share, like, or follow. Love and truth.
Thank you very much. It's actually a funny story. My girlfriend taught me how to do videos. That was my first one. I got a little carried away. Anyway, thank you. My name is Robert Althuis. Thank you for having me here. My goal, my intention is to inspire you to see your own greatness. Jeff asked me to talk a little bit about my history, which I don't find that interesting. Actually, my future is much more bright. But I was one of those Ivy League top 1%, burning the whole world at both ends, and I made a lot of money doing that. Made a lot of money for a lot of people, and I got thoroughly corrupted. And the hierarchy of corruption among men is women, then money, and then power. And I got thoroughly corrupted on all three levels. So I fell from grace. I came apart. My soul couldn't do it anymore. And that was my gift wrapped in sandpaper. Sorry about that. So that's really all you need to know. I was playing Major League Ball in the wrong game. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, a little irony here, the video, or this presentation, I don't think all the fonts are going to come through okay. And it's just showing, right, that everything is always perfectly imperfect, including ourselves. So we're just going to roll with it. I'm going to go through it. Let me see if I can, where do I point this? There? Okay, here we go. I want to share this slide because Shoshin is a Buddhist term, and it means beginner's mind. And Epictetus, which was a Stoic philosopher, told us, it's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. And this weekend that you're here really is a place to have a beginner's mind and just know nothing. And it's a beautiful way to go through life, because really, truly, we don't know shit. So including everything I say today, take from it what's helpful for you and disregard everything else. I'm just one guy talking, and that's all it is. And just take the little nuggets of wisdom that are for you and disregard everything else, and do that the whole weekend, and you'll come away with an incredible amount of nuggets. So here we go. No, that's not looking so nice. So let's talk about consciousness, and this is just building the foundation of where I'm really going to go. So just imagine there's this thing called the all. Now, all is just a label, and we get really, really confused about labels, because labels is just language, and language is just content. And everything that we talk about when we talk about divinity is beyond language, beyond content, beyond anything. We can only point at it. We can only describe it. But we can never capture it in words, right? And so there's many words for this same label, and I don't care which one you use. Use which one is good for you. But let's talk about consciousness. So the Tao, this is the first sentence of the Tao Te Ching, and it says the Tao that may be spoken is not the enduring Tao. This is exactly what it's talking about. A lot of things we're talking about in spirituality, we're pointing at things. There's no absolute truth in words. There's only absolute truth in experience. What you feel in your heart is the truth, and you can never translate that pure into words. So here we go. Let's imagine, and don't just imagine, it is actually, this is how it works. The infinite field of consciousness is everything. And it's called the quantum field in science. In the old pre-Vedic tradition, it's called Vastu. It's the all. It doesn't matter really what it is, but it's an infinite field of pure potential energy. And within that infinite field of pure potential energy, there's a little dot called the finite world of form. It's a percentage point of a percentage point of the totality that there is. And that world of form is just consciousness as well. It's just consciousness in form. So consciousness is really an infinite field of possibilities, and potential energy. You can call it formless. It's the wave state in science. It's Vastu. The finite world of form is kinetic energy. It's form. You and I are form. We're just a consciousness expressing ourselves into form as an individuated part. And that's Vastu, actually, with double A's, and it's the particle state. Now, I don't want to dwell too much on this, because where I really want to go is that which hopefully will inspire you. So while all is in the all, it is equally true the all is in all. And what is this really saying? Well, the all, if you want to call it God, everything is within God, and God is within all. So God must be within you. You must be God. There's no other way. This is an old Hermetic principle, and it's the fundamental truth of life. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the games man plays and the game spirit plays. And I found this out because I played Major League Ball in the wrong game. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So a finite game is played for the purpose of winning. And the infinite game is played for the only purpose is to continually to play. So let's talk about that. So the purpose is to play to determine a winner, so it has a precise beginning and an end. You'll find every finite game has this. It has spatial boundaries. It has more than one player, because otherwise you can't win. Can't win by yourself, right? And it has, the license is really derived from other players. If I played a Wimbledon final and my opponent doesn't show up, I might still get the trophy, but nobody really will say that I won the title. I can't win unless other people play with me. This is really what we do on a large scale, on a macro scale, everywhere. Now the rules are confirmed by players agreeing to play. I won't go too deep into all these things, but I can talk for hours about it. And there's an entrance and exit of new players, but not everybody can just keep coming in and out of the game, because otherwise, who's the winner? And the point of this game, ultimately, is to win. Now, trophies are fame, fortune, and applause, and it's all externally validated. These are the games man play. Now, winners is not everything there is, because there's losers, but there's also ranking. And ranking gets really screwed up, because if you were the number 501st on the Forbes 500 list, You don't rank, you lose. And you're a rich motherfucker. So we play really screwed up games in this world. We're playing the wrong game. Now, the one infinite game has no beginning, no end, has no spatial boundaries. Anyone can freely choose to be a player, and the license derived from self. You choose to play. I'm in this game. And the rules are divided by spirit. There's immutable laws to the universe, and I won't go into all of them, but the number one is love. Just that simple. It's love. To find yourself being love. And love is the immutable force in this universe that creates everything. Now, there's other trophies to be found, like purposes. Growth, expansion, evolution, experiences, health, vitality, happiness, the list goes on. The point is, this game is about something fundamentally different than finite games. Now, there's one thing to know. Finite games can play out within finite games. Finites game by definition play out within the infinite game. But the infinite game does not play out within finite games. And really, what I'm here to tell you, there's only one game. There's a problem, though. For all games, whoever must play cannot play. Now, what does that really mean? Well, if you're compelled to do something in a finite game, like I was, I had a very driven father that wanted me to be a success, and he told me to go in the world, and I was compelled to play, so I couldn't play. There was no play in it. It was driven by fear. It was driven by an anxiety. It was driven by wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to matter. I didn't think I mattered unless I was that successful. And in that process, I was able to corrupt my soul at the deepest levels. Because it wasn't about the damage I was causing. It was about finding my worth. I didn't know what it meant to play. So this is the finite games. It's product of outcomes and results. It's always externally validated. You are never going to find lasting bliss, happiness, joy in anything external to you. Even the most beautiful love partner, it's not going to give it to you. It's inside of you. So this is the one infinite game. And this is really what we're doing here. We're evolving, we're growing, we're expanding. And we're on this ever fractal loop to go to higher ascension. And so we're going to have experiences in the outside world that take us into a spiritual world. And then we go through our trials and tribulations. This is the hero's journey from Joseph Campbell. And then we go back out on the other side, and we're a little better, a little bigger. We expand it a little bit. And this is the game of life. There's really nothing else. So the most important decision you have to make is this a benevolent or a hostile universe? Now, everybody thinks that love is the opposite of fear. That's actually, in my opinion, not true. The opposite of love is indifference. You just don't care. I was indifferent. Now, fear is a negative belief in the absence of concrete evidence. The opposite of that is a positive belief in the absence of conscious or concrete evidence. Is it a hostile or a benevolent universe? Now, this is a Michelangelo picture, mural in the Sixtine Chapel, and this is the hand of God. And it really sums up, and in the Renaissance there were magnificent artists that were really plugged into the cosmos. And so this really is actually not Adam, but it's Lucifer. But not Lucifer in the satanic religious version of it. Lucifer was a prince that lost his connection with divinity. And he got lost. He got lost in corrupting his soul. Corruption, he was tempted by women, by power, by money. And all we need to do is reconnect. And that's an inside job. It's right here in your sacred heart. The one that carries, that Jesus, most pictures of Jesus carries right there. So to freely choose to become a player in the one infinite game is to freely choose to become a spiritual poet. And this is really what I want to tell you, because that's really what we are. All we're here to do is to express our spiritual poetry on the canvas of all of creation. That's our only job. Now, I don't know how much time I got left, but I got a few more slides. So he who overcomes his fears becomes truly free. What are we talking about? Where does fear come from? What did I say a couple slides back? Is this a hostile universe? Is this a benevolent universe? What do you believe? You will find, if you look at your own life, there's been so many circumstances where something happened that you can't explain, but it happened for you. It's a benevolent universe. It's not a hostile place. This is all in our beliefs. This is what we're trained to think. But it's really just a beautiful playground. Now, becoming magnanimous, which is really what I want to inspire you, what does it really mean? Well, magnus is great, and animus is soul. Each single one of you is a great soul. And you don't have to do anything for it. Just breathe air. That's all you need to do. Because I don't give a shit what you accomplish in the world. Do you recognize your own greatness? Do you understand that the probability of you being here and just breathing air is an impossible probability? You must be here. How else could it be? How else could you be in this form, in this life, with these parents and these surroundings and this? That can't be happenstance. There's no flukes or accidents in this world. It's all by perfect design. It's all for us. So really, what I want to tell you, and this is a little strange from a guy that was lost in the business world, Ivy League school, all that bullshit. You're God's poetry. I figured out I was God's poetry. I was like, all this stuff has a meaning. All this stuff is actually infinitely meaningful, but only if you give it meaning. Nobody else can give it meaning for you. Nobody else can instill and sprout that little seed that's planted in each one of us. So the way it works, consciousness is just playing a game. It's converting pure potential energy, manifestation, through kinetic energy, which is all of us and everything of form, and then it goes back through entropy, second law of thermodynamics. That's death. That's all it is. It's a beautiful game. You're free to play, because you're both the sculptor and the sculpture. You are the artist and the masterpiece. And all you have to do is to freely choose to be the sculptor and work on your masterpiece. Michelangelo said, I saw David in the stone, and I just removed all excess marble. That's the only thing you're doing here. Everything else is folly, it's play. It's just like, let's see what happens. So you cannot fail, and this is really the message I wanted to bring you, and I'm so thankful that you're here, that you're spending this time, and that you're listening to me. I tell my kids this stuff too, and then they just gloss over, yeah, whatever, Poppy, But I want you to know that your dreams and desires and everything that's inside of you that wants to be expressed is not yours only. It's in you because something bigger than you wants you to express this. It wants to live it through you. I just wrote my second book, my first book. These books aren't mine. These books wanted to be born through me. It was an honor. I'm just a fucking typist. Nothing else. It's just passing through me. And so all these dreams and all these aspirations and all these beautiful things you want to create, I can promise you, I guarantee you, it's a flawless design. It's a benevolent universe. You have the gifts, the talents, the superpowers and resources, and yes, you have to apply yourself and learn maybe some things and gain mastery, but it's all within you already. There's no dream, an authentic dream within you that you cannot realize. Because this is how it works. We're here on Earth School to frolic around with form and manifestation. And then we go and we do it again. And this game goes on forever. You cannot fail. So the question I want to leave you with, if you knew you could not fail, what would you be doing? Because you cannot fail except in one way. And this is Leonardo da Vinci. I have many heroes. Art is never finished, only abandoned. My question, my request, if I could have done anything this morning, is to inspire you not to abandon yourself. and your dreams. Because it's beautiful, and it wants to be seen. Now, I'll leave you with this. It always uplifts me, because I still get in the shitter sometimes. You know, I still live in the real world. I'm not always in the woo-woo higher dimensions. Sometimes life just shows up and knocks you unconscious. And then I read this. The moment one commits oneself, then providence moves too. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meanings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. W.H. Murray. It's a benevolent universe that wants you, that is craving for you to put your living poetry on the canvas of all of creation. Thank you very much.